Welcome to another Raw Driving Essay video. And in today's video, we're going to talk about a side point about owning one of these performance cars here in South Africa. So when you own a highly sought after car like a GTI, a S3, a RS3 and so forth, you tend to be more targeted by criminals. And because you tend to be more targeted by criminals, that makes your car ownership a bit different from owning a regular car. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing the dark side of owning a high-risk car. So if you're interested in owning a highly sought-after performance car, you need to know how to move in general to minimize the risk of you being targeted by criminals. So if you own one, or you're interested in owning one, or your dream car is a high-risk car, this video will give you some tips and help you in reducing the chances of you being targeted by criminals. So when you own a high-risk car, you tend to live with some paranoia and some fear that something might happen to you while you're on the road. Now, a lot of people who own high-risk cars might have that fear or that paranoia that something might happen to them on the road, but a lot of people don't. So the first thing, and probably the only thing that you will need to do when you decide to own a high-risk car is just to get comprehensive insurance. Once you have comprehensive insurance, you know that your car will be covered in the event that it's either stolen or hijacked. So that will just give you ease of mind, knowing that you don't have to fight for your car if you get targeted by criminals. You don't have to worry about it. You just let the criminals take it if they have to take it, and you just speak to your insurance, you get that sorted out, you get another one. So you don't have to fight for your car and potentially lose your life over a car because you don't have insurance. So if you really want that ease of mind or that peace of mind when you own a high-risk car, just get comprehensive insurance. Make sure your car is insured and make sure everything is covered. And if you need to get shortfall insurance as well, so if anything happens to your car, you know that you can pay back the bank in full and then you can just get another car. So that's the most practical way you can put your mind at ease when owning a high-risk car. That's the most practical way. Another practical way to put your mind at ease if you really want to deter criminals from taking your car or targeting your car is that you get anti-hijack or anti-theft technology. So you can get things like ghost immobilizers, which will immobilize your car in the event that you get hijacked. You can get things like trackers as well. There's a lot of anti-theft technology that you can get to make it difficult for criminals to target your car. But that's the most common thing that people do outside of getting insurance to put their mind at ease when owning a high-risk car. Get anti-theft and anti-hijack technology. So those are two of the most practical ways you can put your mind at ease. Now let's move on to less practical ways of minimizing getting targeted by criminals, but they're still highly effective. It's just less practical. Now, one of the ways you can minimize getting targeted by criminals is to use your car less. And what do I mean by that? So have a specific purpose for your car. Ideally, you want to have a daily driver, a car that you drive daily to work and back. You do your grocery shopping, you do all the mundane things that you need to do. You have your daily car, and that car is less of a risk than your high-risk car. You can park it anywhere and you don't have to worry that you'll be targeted by criminals. So have a daily driver, and then your high-risk car, you use it on specific occasions. Like for example, if you have a bakkie, a high-risk bakkie like a Hilux or a Ranger, you only use your Hilux or Ford Ranger when you need to go off-roading, you need to go to a remote area where your daily driver cannot drive properly, and you need a bakkie or a 4x4 to drive in. Or you use your bakkie when you need to carry a big heavy load at the back and your daily driver cannot facilitate that. So in my case, this GTI, I only use it on the weekends. I have a daily driver that I use to go grocery shopping, to go to work, to do all those mundane things. But the GTI, I only use it when I want to have fun. When I want to go to a car meet, when I want to go to a run, when I just want to have fun, drive fast, and then go home, you know. But I don't use it when I don't need to use it. So that's how I minimize the risk of being targeted while I'm driving this car. So it's a very effective way of not being targeted by criminals because your car's not on the road all the time, so you're reducing the risk of being targeted. But it's less practical because this method requires you to have a second car or multiple cars in order for it to work. So if you don't have multiple cars, then this method might not work for you. So another way that you can help reduce the risk of being targeted by criminals is to have safety in numbers. So there are two ways that you can do this. One way is to ensure that you don't travel alone, especially during dodgy times. When you know you're gonna go out late at night, try by all means to go out with a friend. Try to go out with a friend, try to go out with a family member, but try by all means not to go out alone, because criminals love to target people who are isolated. They love to target people who are by themselves. Those are the easiest targets to target because dealing with one person is a lot easier than dealing with multiple people. So if your car is full of people and you're driving around at night and somebody is thinking of targeting you and they see how many people are in the car, let's say there's like 3 or 4 people in the car, that might deter the criminal from targeting you because you're not alone. There's multiple people in the car and that comes with added risk. And that added risk might not be worth it for some criminals. So driving around in large numbers or driving around with somebody is a lot safer than driving around alone, because that might deter criminals. Now, another effective way to help deter criminals from targeting your car, but it's not practical, is to modify your car. So criminals like to take cars because of the black market, and the black market OEM parts are more valuable than aftermarket parts, because when people go to scrap yards and when people go to look for parts, they tend to look for OEM parts. So if your car is heavily modified, and it's heavily modified to the point where it's less practical, and it's heavily modified to the point where it's highly recognizable as well, that will tend to deter a lot of criminals from targeting your car, because your car is highly recognizable, so it will be difficult for criminals to get away without people recognizing your car. And 2, it's less practical. For example, if you lower your suspension to the point where it's difficult to drive and only you can drive that car, that will deter criminals from targeting your car because it's undrivable. And another way that's highly practical, but I don't know how effective it is in deterring criminals from targeting your car, is by getting hood insurance. Now, what hood insurance is a symbol or a modification that you do to your car that informs people that you are from a certain area or from a certain hood. Now, hood insurance consists of different modifications. Different hoods have their own separate modifications that they do to represent that hood. So the most common hood insurance that I've seen is that shock badge that people put either on the back of their car or on the front. So you usually see a lot of cars with that shock badge, and that's a form of hood insurance that will tell somebody that that car is from a certain hood, whether it's Soweto or Tembisa or Mamelodi. But somebody who's looking to target their car will know, okay, this car's from Mamelodi and I'm from Mamelodi, so let me not target this car because people will find me. So that's the whole theory behind hood insurance. So hood insurance is a thing. I'm just not sure how effective it really is in deterring criminals from targeting your car. To those people that have hood insurance in their car, can you please let me know in the comments how effective it is in deterring criminals from targeting your car? If it works at all, or if it's just a myth that people use. So this next part is specific to VW models. So recently, VW cars have been targeted for headlight theft. There's been a rise in headlight theft for VW cars recently, and the most recent example of this was Campfest. At Campfest, there were some cars that were targeted for headlight theft.
1, 2, 3.
The VW models that are mainly targeted for headlight theft are usually your Polo 6R, your Polo 6C, and your Polo AW. So those are the main cars that are targeted for headlight theft. You do get other cars targeted for headlight theft, like your Tiguans and your Golfs, the ones with IQ lights. But the main cars that are targeted for headlight theft are your Polos. So in this specific instance, if you own a Polo that has IQ lights, you know that you cannot just park your car anywhere. You need to park your car in a secure location. Preferably, you need to park your car in a location that has car guards, that has security. Security can deter headlight thieves from trying to target your car. And the biggest thing that you need to do to prevent headlight theft is to try not to take your car to a large gathering. If you know you're going to a large gathering and you have a Polo with IQ lights, try by all means not to take your car there. That's prime targets for headlight thieves. Whenever there's a large gathering and there's a lot of cars parked in one area, headlight thieves are usually in the area looking for headlights to steal. Now, the reason why they steal these headlights is because they're very expensive and it's easy money for criminals. A criminal can take a couple of seconds just to yank a headlight out and then go sell it for a good price in the black market. So yeah, these are all the tips and tricks that you can do as a person who's looking to get a high-risk car or who owns a high-risk car to reduce the risk of you being targeted by criminals. So yeah, this is unfortunately one of the things that you need to think about when owning or wanting to own a high-risk car. You need to know how to safely travel around and reduce the chances of you being targeted by criminals. So if you've enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. And if you want more content like this, please subscribe down below and let me know what else you'd like me to talk about.